Welcome back, one and all, wherever you are around Australia or the world. We are, and you are, watching the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour Finals, the championships for 2022 here in the beautiful Gold Coast. We are down south in the Coolangatta region. What a beautiful stretch of beach, and I'm joined by a beautiful stretch of a man, Jonathan Fogarty. Welcome, John.
What a privilege it is to be here with you, Mr. John O'Cannon. For our last match of the day, it's been a wonderful day here at the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour Finals, and we have one ladies' match to go, a quarter-final. Only one team can go through to the Final Four tomorrow. Looking forward to this one.
Mate, we're pumped. The number 3 seeds in Bettenay and Stefanie are taking on the number 15 seed, the qualifiers, who made their way through some extra games at the start of the tournament. All the way from the Philippines, Rondina and Bernadeth, Pons.
Yeah, haven't they been a surprise packet? Well, maybe, I know we've got a lot of fans watching in the Philippines, and rightly so. These girls have been extraordinary. We didn't know a lot about them, I'll be really, really honest. They've come in, had to go through the qualifier, as you've said, John O'Cannon, and they have absolutely lit up Coolangatta Beach with some spectacular beach volleyball, and they are a team on the rise, and they are earning a lot of hometown fans here because they've been spectacular.
Absolutely. As our first referee, Kristina Knezovic, makes her way up onto the ref stand, and our second referee, I can't quite find her there, John.
It's not. You have to
honour.
Have to get and do duty for the next one. Doesn't matter how professional we become. Yeah. So that's what happens. So yes, Jess Namo looking vaguely pleased at her role as second referee. But outcome, a really interesting team. Bettenay and her partner, Stefanie Fejes. And this is a team on the rise. This is an exciting, fascinating combination. The Queensland girls, they've made grand finals. They've made gold medal matches. They've won medals on the national tour, the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour. So this is going to be great. Stefanie Fejes, slightly younger lady at the net in the cap. Her partner, Bettenay. She's going to start us up from the service line. First set action, women's quarterfinal.
Philippines are going to have it all their way like they did in their quarterfinal.
Oh, CC. Yes, yes. She was fantastic in the last match.
At round of 12, we saw them, 21-8, 21-7, just absolutely on fire. But I don't think they're going to have it all their own way with Caitlin and Steph here, especially Steph being left-handed. And Caitlin being so dynamic and hitting a lot higher and harder than some of their previous opposition in this tournament.
Yeah, really athletic combination, Bettenay and Fejes. So even if they are a bit off the net, they can still hit clean winners from, 1 metre, 2 metres, even 3 metres off the net. So you can't ever relax against a team like Bettenay and Fejes. Here's the opportunity. Young Steph, she's going to come in. Oh, she wound up on that one. My goodness.
I think the pupils dilated maybe too much.
She is here to play. Boy, she's absolutely netted that one, but boy, oh boy, she left nothing in the tank. So, okay. One arm serve reception. Can she hit a bit harder or better play?
Stefanie
took a moment to just reflect.
She's probably got the most amount of control that I've seen from such a young lady. She's still in high school, if you can believe it.
For goodness sake.
Yeah. She's just got such great wrist control. Nous, again, that left-handed option that we touched on in the previous game with Phoebe Bell. And a winner there from Bernadeth Pons.
Yeah, still 17 years of age. Her birthday's in December. Not so much on that play. So the combination of CC Rondina and Bernadeth Pons, the Philippine combination, ostensibly here for the World Tour Futures event at the end of next week here in Coolangatta, but they've taken the opportunity to add this National Tour Finals to their training schedule. So they're going to be here all week training and working on their game. But what better way to sharpen up for a World Tour event than come out and really compete at a high level? So side change.
Blow any cobwebs out. They've
been cobweb-free, John O'Cannon.
Well, the last time they played in that sort of World Tour sort of scenario and competition was back in 2019, and they received the 5th place at their home World Tour event in Boracay in the Philippines. So anytime you're finishing that high in your home event, you know you're ready to roll.
Yeah, you got some game. Oh, that is un-CC like. Can I say that?
Yeah.
She was almost error-free in her previous match in the round of 12 match to get her in here, but that's another ball drilled heavily into the net. So 4 points apiece. Some high-quality volleyball played by both teams. The team in the red trunks is Caitlin Bettenay. She's at the net. And Steph Fejes back of the service line. CC is in the red visor. This is her partner, Bernadeth Pons, on serve reception, hitting a delightful little roll shot. Just nectar. The scoreboard ticks over to 5 points to 4 now in favour of the Philippines combination. Oh, that's a much better swing from CC on that occasion. That will erase the memories of the previous ones. So 6 points to 4. Folks, you're watching a ladies' quarterfinal match, our last match of the day on the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour finals. One team will be defeated and they'll finish in 5th place. The winner of this match goes through to Sunday and the semi-finals, the final 4.
On the broadcast, you'll be able to see the long shadows coming from the, somewhat setting sun in the west. And we don't often get the orientation of the beach, or not the beach, the court rather.
North-south.
North-south.
Yeah, it's a feature of the beach here. The beach faces to the north. So that's why we've got the alignment the way we have. So the Australian combination trailing by 3, 4 points to 7 now. The combination, number 3 seeds of Caitlin Bettenay and Steph Fejes, the all-Queensland combination, up against this international wildcard team of CC Rondina and Bernadeth Pons, up by 3. So the international combination, I don't know when they arrived, John O'Cannon, but they're showing no signs of fatigue or jet lag. They have acclimated well to the Australian conditions, and that's for sure. Of course, we're looking forward to seeing these girls playing at the World Beach Pro Tour event coming up from the 3rd of April here at Coolangatta Beach. I'm going to tell you a bit more about that event as we go through, but really looking forward to not just having the tour finals, but also a World Tour event, John O'Cannon. That's super exciting.
Queensland is a world-class state. It's where you have world-class events, whether it be food and wine, with festivals, art, culture and music, or sporting and lifestyle. Queensland, it's on.
It is on, my friend. It's on here on centre court. 8-4 on a tough serve from Bernadeth. So the Philippines combination up by 4 now. Bettenay on the back set. What can she do? That's a nice drop shot.
Great shot. Of course, in Cobram, the first round of the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour this year in 2022, we saw this brand new combination of Steph and Caitlin make the final, and they were just blowing teams away. They came away with a silver medal, so they wanted to go one better, and they did that in Mollymook. So they really are one of the teams to beat. And
what a drop shot.
Themselves behind in the first set of a quarterfinal is not going to sit well with them.
No, not at all. And that little apologies there from Bernadeth Pons. That roll shot was just too nice. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on the Oz Volley YouTube channel. Jump on, give us some comments. Let us know what you think of the coverage. Maybe let Jonathan know that Steph is actually from Manly and not a Queenslander, as I so incorrectly said before. Hello to all our friends in the Northern Beaches, one of the absolute heartlands of beach volleyball in this country.
North.
It's a long north. It's a very northern beach.
Manly Sea Eagles wear maroon.
Oh, nice touch, Caitlin Bettenay. The touch had to be made.
Yeah. There was double tip cover then from Pons.
They left a little bit of the backcourt open in that defensive positioning.
Maybe we'll see a double block.
Oh, I dream of the double block.
Please. Someone.
That keeps me coming back down to the beach. So 6 points to 9, the New South Wales athlete, Stefanie Fejes. The left-hander, I got that right. Hits an ace. Yes. Aussie Steph, we're going to call her. That's all that matters. The sun just going behind the clouds, so It's a cooler afternoon here on the Coolangatta Beach. It's absolutely been a gorgeous weekend so far. Looking forward to all the action of Sunday's Final Four tomorrow. Who's going to book a spot out of this match? Oh, it's a lovely roll shot.
It just stays on the hand for so long. It's control. It's beautiful. It's obviously not illegal. It's
no, not at all.
perfect touch.
It's a gutsy play too when you take all the pace off the ball like that. So easily can land on your side of the net. You look a bit foolish, but that was absolutely millimetre perfect. Here's a big swing wind up. Bettenay. Ooh.
Oy. Might have actually just noticed a little bit more of the use of the conditions out here. Everybody's been trying to drill balls cross court, but you just saw that one. Obviously, it went long or wide rather, but we just saw a bit more of a dip from that northern end, as you can see the southerly coming through.
And this is a good test for Bettenay and Fejes. They've had a really dominant last 2 years on the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour. They've beaten some big domestic names, but an opportunity to play an international team is a really good challenge for them, a team they won't really have seen much of. So this is a real good test for their game and their mental state to see where they are. And that's Bettenay showing great clarity of mind and great surety of purpose to just poke that ball into the corner. 8-11, they needed that point. That's a settler, John O'Cannon.
Absolutely. You'll be watching the seedings here, and this is the 3rd seed up against the 15th seed, but you'd be remiss if you thought the 15th seeds have got no chance here today. The girls in blue from the Philippines. Roll shot perfectly done. Oh, just long.
And
I just ate my words.
Perfectly landing for the Australian combination.
Correct, thank you.
Is what you were going to say, yeah. 9-11. So back-to-back points. The dynamic Caitlin Bettenay, she's played in the college system in the United States, got a lot of experience.
Both beach and indoor.
Oh, absolutely. Can't land a serve when she really needed it. We'll go into the technical timeout with the combination from the Philippines. Rondina and Bernadeth Pons leading 12-9 in the first set. This is a women's quarterfinal match. Well, it's live in Queensland, and we're live, John O'Cannon, Jonathan Fogarty. I'm the elder, less attractive one. John O'Cannon looking magnificent. You are the maverick to my goose, my friend. How great is Coolangatta Beach?
I love Coolangatta. It's a little too close to New South Wales for my liking, but nonetheless, you're a local man. You'll understand that.
Shake it off, my friend. You be strong. The thoughts and prayers. Tough quarter-final happening here. The Australian-based combo not having it all their way, on their own way. They trail by 3.
Set. Finds the hands and the back of the court. Caitlin Bettenay straight through. Great little timeout. They've returned with gusto.
With gusto out of the technical timeout. They did indeed. 10-12, trailing by 2 now. Stefanie Fejes, she seems so experienced and poised on court for a 17-year-old. I know we've mentioned it a few times. We don't want to labour the point, but, at 17 years of age, you and I were not nearly as accomplished sportsmen or women as the standard that Stefanie Fejes has set over the last 12 months or so.
Your ponytail did look as good, though.
I was wearing a lot of kuros and trying to get into nightclubs. Failing on all fronts.
Steph, she's got it again, tight. Oh, how did she find that angle?
Questions will be asked. That was a lovely play.
She just made the court 2 by 3.
Interestingly, a little wind change as well, so gusts starting to really have their own say on the conditions. They were coming almost exclusively southeasterly. They've sort of swung around a little bit, so the ladies having to adjust and not adjusting perfectly. Caitlin Bettenay on that serve reception shanks one cold, so 14-11 now. Bernadeth Pons from the Philippines serving some really difficult balls at the moment from the northern end of Coolangatta Beach. Straight into the teeth of it.
Oh, And all of a sudden, she's done it twice in a row. I think Rihanna wrote a song about her. Pons on replay.
Somebody stop him. John O'Cannon with the pop culture reference of the day. Oh, and that is some hops. Get up and bang. Caitlin Bettenay. Nice hard-driven ball. They need a few more of those. 12-15. Haven't looked like they've quite hit their straps yet, but that's the quality of this combination from the Philippines that have really controlled the ball beautifully. Hit some great shots. Here's their opportunity. Fejes, the option of... Oh, my. What a time.
That net was sealed. Signed, sealed.
And delivered.
Thank you.
Stevie Wonder. I was going to go with Bloodhound Gang. The roof is on fire.
Not quite a bad touch. It was a very good one, in fact.
Goodness me. 16-12. So that's the ability of this Philippines combination. They'll get you in defense and they can block really well. Their serve, just let them down, just as we're pumping up their tyres.
And we touched on we'll say it, they're shorter of stature.
170 and 175 centimetres.
So when you go up and you're trying to spike, you don't know where the blocker is. It's like a leopard in the grass. Just pounce up, take you down.
Takes your throat out, and then the drop shot is just delightful. And that's the kind of the risk-reward game for Bettenay and Fejes. Do we stay and block, and then they hit around us, they chop around us? Do we peel back and play defense? Their drop shot or their deep line shots have been so great. You're never really comfortable defensively against this team from the Philippines. You can't settle into a good defensive pattern. Back set from Fejes for Bettenay. Lands it just wide. Gosh, they needed that. A bit of frustration.
It's a good ploy, but sadly seeing themselves 4 or 5 points in arrears at this stage of this first set is not
suboptimal.
Not where we want to be.
Suboptimal.
Australian viewers.
Bettenay again.
There she is. Oh, she's got it.
CC. Oh, do you
gotta
mind?
be kidding me.
Even Caitlin Bettenay applauds that.
Senorita, my goodness gracious me.
CC from a mile downtown hits a clean winner from 8 metres off the net almost in front of Bettenay with the wind over her shoulder. That is breathtaking.
There's about 4 or 5 athletes to her left sitting behind our sponsorship signs, still shaking their head.
Oh, that's better.
Bang.
Fejes. And your response, please, Steph. 14-19.
Let me deliberate over both arguments.
Oh, yeah. That's a confidence builder for the young lady from the Northern Beaches. So trailing by 5, though, gosh, there's some restoration to be done. They go deep line. Bettenay gets a nice touch. Can't. Yes, can. Can. Oh, cannot. Oh, well, that's just mean from Bernadeth Pons. I would have done exactly the same thing, just for the record, Your Honour. That's going to bring up 6 set points, 20 points to 14. CC Rondina, Bernadeth Pons from the Philippines in the first set of a quarter-final on their first foray on the Australian sands have got 6 set points and are in control of this first set. And that's in. So, boy, that's required. Side change, 15 points to 20. Steph and Caitlin, well, they're staying in the moment. They're staying in the point.
Had a good little run with the good end. The wind's died down now just a touch, so let's see if they can just rely on their own skills and nous to save 1 or 2 more. Really put the Philippines under the pump, but no, they cannot.
That is all she wrote. 21-15, the Philippine combination. CC Rondina, Bernadeth Pons take the first set here, women's quarterfinal. Back in a moment with the second.
major events, Gold Coast. Hello, everybody out there on YouTube. We're joined in the... No, we're not joined by Nam at all. I'm joined by Jonathan Fogarty.
What a privilege to be here on a Saturday afternoon, my home beach, the beautiful Coolangatta.
Oh, yes. Queensland is just an air about it, a smell about it. Love it.
Just, the oxygen-enriched air, as I heard them say on a stupid television show the other night that I won't mention by name.
Well, we are in Queensland, and it's a world-class state for a world-class event. And you've got some world-class action coming up right now here in the second set of the women's quarterfinal with our very own Fejes and Bettenay taking on the might of the Philippines, our qualifiers who are just ripping through the draw of Rondina and Bernadeth Pons.
We're underway in the second set. Here's the status, folks. The first set went to the international combination from the Philippines, as John O'Cannon said. So for Bettenay and Stefanie Fejes, they must win this set or they're going to be exited, bundled out of the tournament a day early. That will not have been the plan. The overpass is saved. What can Bettenay do? She keeps it in play. Oh, but Cece is just delightful, isn't she? It's a fast arm swing. She's such an explosive athlete.
She really looks like she's... There's a lot of fast athletes out there. There's a lot of skillful athletes out there. But she looks like she's involved in the game all the time. She's ahead of the play. She knows where the ball's going to go. She knows where her partner's going to go, which obviously helps a lot. These girls have played a lot together. And what a great block from Bernadeth Pons. Huge block from such a short in stature lady. Amazing stuff. We, of course, had Steph and Caitlin join forces this season. They took everybody by storm in the first round at Cobram and came away with a silver medal, which they were desperately unhappy about. Then they rectified everything and smashed it in Mollymook and got gold. Then Mother Nature stepped in and we got washed out in Manly and the beach washed away. So they found themselves in a quarterfinal, 1 set to love down as third seeds up against a bunch of qualifiers, an international pairing from the Philippines who have come fifth on a World Tour event. So they certainly will relish the opportunity to test themselves against such good opposition. However, they certainly wouldn't have thought that this was going to be the result or plan. So they do find themselves 5 points in arrears as they're forced into a timeout here in the second set. This is, of course, the quarterfinal of the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour Finals, the championships, which is only just the start of Volley Slam here on the Gold Coast at Coolangatta. So the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour Finals happening right now, then the Australian Youth Beach Volleyball Championships, 28th to the 31st of March, then the Australian Beach Volleyball Schools Cup, 2nd to the 4th of April. But next weekend, do not forget us, because there is the Australian Beach Volleyball Tour. This will be the Futures event, the World Tour Futures event, ladies and gentlemen. Bronze medal will be broadcast tomorrow for this event at 11:30 on YouTube. And then 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock respectively for the men's and women's on SBS.
It's going to be massive. Really looking forward to all of that action. But we've got a little bit more action to bring you on a Saturday evening, a little bit of a situation. Well, that's what they needed for Bettenay and Fejes. They were down 5-0, as John O'Cannon said. That's a point back. But it is a very composed, very organised combination from the Philippines that are just making so few errors. They play such a economical but exciting game. And little errors like that certainly don't help, though, for Fejes and Bettenay. So they're going to change Fejes and Bettenay down 6-1. That's a massive start to give the team that's already taken the first set off you. So they're almost in the red zone now for Bettenay and Fejes. They need to find a way back into this set. 6-1 the score for the Philippines combination. They hit Bettenay again. It's really just a roll shot. It's got to come. Oh, the net touch from Steph. Well, that's going to disappoint her. She doesn't appear to completely share the same view. There's really only one view that counts, and that's the view from the stand. So 7-1 now. This is starting to get a little bit out of control for Fejes and Bettenay. Oh, and Steph responds, as we've seen her done once or twice before when things haven't gone all her own way. She's just got that ability to really bury the ball. That's enough just to keep the opposition committed to blocking you. So that's a nice play from Steph Fejes, the 17-year-old, responding perfectly.
Planting the seeds.
Seeds. Sowing the seeds.
Seeds out here. Still a 5-point buffer. Going the way of the number 15 seeds, the qualifiers.
Ouch.
Probably that ball just dying a little bit.
Yeah,
Not quite getting the height advantage.
And again, that's the difference we've seen between the games of CC and Bernadeth, is they keep the ball so much smaller. They don't pass it too high. They keep it out of the reach of the breeze. Well, no one's that close. But for...
There she is, Caitlin.
CC's filthy with herself. She felt she could have made a better dig on that. She did an amazing job. So, yeah, for Steph and Caitlin, they dig the ball so much higher. They give themselves more time. They buy time by doing everything higher. But it also invites in a little more opportunity for the breeze to have an impact on the ball on an afternoon like this. Look how low that set is. Oh, that is an absolute rainbow shrimp from the buffet. Goodness me. Loving every bit of that roll shot deep into the corner. Bernadeth Pons. Top shelf stuff.
Crushed. Just crushed. Left-handed swing from the left side. We saw some of that action from Phoebe Bell, and I believe Phoebe and Steph played last year. Is that correct?
I think you might be
Am
honest.
I making that up? No. We'll have a change of ends. Possibly a change of fortunes for our Aussie gals.
Last match of the day here at Coolangatta Beach. Women's quarter-final match. On offer a spot in the Sunday semi-final and the medal rounds. Nice dig, Bettenay. What can she do on transition?
Oh, perfect.
Just landed on the line. That's what. Bettenay firing up here in the second set.
She does have a good fire up, doesn't
Does
she?
have a good fire up. She seems so sweet and lovely when you meet her. But then
she's a gem.
Absolute gem.
But those gems have got edges.
Well, they do have that. They do.
Touch deep.
They do. That was
She
Cece.
just hangs and bangs.
Doesn't she what?
It's amazing.
So
You know what? We probably shouldn't sound so surprised. They are incredibly good international athletes.
Absolutely.
But it's such a pleasure to watch. Oh, that's very, very nice. From a very tight set, it must be said. So dealt with quite nicely. I think Caitlin will be happy that she was dealing with a block stature of Bernadeth rather than
Well, it actually meant
Nikki led.
she delayed the play very late, so the block was on the way down, and that just made that shot so much more interesting. And that is an interesting serve. Fejes into the breeze, so that is absolutely John O'Cannon, the place to be serving from right now.
Drop straight in front. Use that float serve. Topspin's obviously going to drop a bit, but the dramatic change in that float serve, which then doesn't do anything and goes 3 meters long,
isn't it?
Incredibly frustrating.
Not a lot of difference in the way that she hit the last two serves, but one was an absolute gem and the other one just well out over the baseline. So Bettenay cross court. Cece's right there. Cece's right there as well, down the line. That's a masterclass, John O'Cannon.
Oh, man. This late on a Saturday afternoon, no rain, CC and dry. Perfect.
Oh, unlike the commentary, which is on the rocks.
Maybe a twist of one.
I love it.
It's been a long day.
It has been a long day for you. Here's an opportunity. Bettenay. Oh, CC was almost up to the challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Always
Always
comes up with a
jumping
big
up with
smile
smile.
face. It's almost like she enjoys beach volleyball as a profession.
Oh, man.
All right, technical timeout. Set number 2, women's quarterfinal. The number 3 seed, the Aussie combination, Caitlin Bettenay and Stefanie Fejes. They are trailing by 1 set to love against the number 15 seeded team from the Philippines, Rondina and Bernadeth Pons. Fascinating.
Welcome back to the opening weekend of Volley Slam, and the Volley Slam is proudly supported by Major Events Gold Coast and the Queensland Government through Tourism and Events Queensland, and features the It's Live in Queensland events calendar. So thanks for joining us on the YouTube channel at OzVolley, wherever you are watching around the world. I'm John O'Cannon. I'm joined by Jonathan Fogarty. It's a rip-snorting game here.
Massive point, and what a time to bring out a roof block, and her face lit up when she got that roof. 9-13. What a clutch play from this young lady from New South Wales. 4 points adrift still. A must-win of set of volleyball for the Aussie combo.
Good retreat, great defense, good adjustment. Set just fell short. And so does the attack from Cece. We're not used to seeing that. And I don't think she is either.
So often she's made that incredible defensive dig and then got up and hit an off-speed winner, hit a trouble shot, but she couldn't land that one. So 10-13. Is this a little change of momentum perhaps? But the knuckleball, a pokey from Bernadeth Pons.
Over the top of the back of the block, just in front of the defender. And on around about the same line in that screen shot that you can see right in the background. That's the Gold Coast, folks. And it looks like it's getting absolutely dumped on at the moment.
Well,
but
we're high and dry. Actually, it is surfers paradise, John O'Cannon. No, that is okay. We're the entire stretch of love that you are experiencing. The big warm hug that is surrounding you is the Gold Coast, and that is surfers paradise. We are here at the southern end of the beautiful strip of beach. The Tourism and Events Queensland have supported us to put on this event on. We've got a little mini comeback in the second set, women's quarterfinal match. Oh, that is just so perfect. She did it 2 points ago, and they still couldn't read it the second time. So for Bernadeth Pons, her court craft has just been magnificent today.
you could say Pons keeps going to the well.
You could. And then the service error. 12.
All right,
15.
Aussie girls.
Gosh, the
3
time
points.
is now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If there was any time to take out a second set to keep yourself alive in your home final round of the championships
In 2022.
in 2022 on a
Visible.
Saturday, the 26th of March, it'd be now.
Here's Pons again. Oh, that's not going to suit her. But what a great play. Look, the set was far from perfect from CC. A bit of a miscommunication, perhaps. So all she could really do was hit a deep roll shot, but into the breeze with good topspin. Gets them out of jail again. So 16-12 on the side change. It is starting to be a bit of a problem now for Caitlin Bettenay and Steph Fejes.
They have gone to the good end, though. So let's see if they can capitalise on that. With a great swing from Steph Fejes, finding the baseline. Wind's picked up a little bit again.
And she was good from this serve spot before. So this is the time for Steph to really think about a serve. Just take a moment to read what the wind is doing, understand what the impact on the ball is going to be, and serve tough. And she does exactly that. It's exactly what she needed to do.
That's perfectly put, Fogs, because a lot of people think they go to the good end and things will just happen, but the way you just put that about understanding the effect of the wind on the ball is exactly what you want.
Here's another
Control.
opportunity. Deep is good.
Get up, girl.
Oh, what a
she
dig,
got
what a
it.
block. Bettenay, use the breeze, use your smarts.
Use the net.
What a dig. Pons is up again like a jack-in-the-box out of the sand.
Wow. Put your hands together, folks. Don't care if you're here or elsewhere. Just do it.
Get off your couch and
what
make
a
some
point.
noise. If you are watching this in the Philippines, I hope you are loving this coverage. Your ladies are absolutely magnificent.
About 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday.
I reckon they'll be sitting back enjoying
Glued.
a cold drink.
A nice San Miguel, maybe.
San Mig. I would have thought San Mig. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. John O'Cannon and me, Jonathan Fogarty, delighted to be bringing a women's quarterfinal to you. Here is CC again for the chance to put it away, and she does it with some class on that occasion. 18-14. It is trouble time for Fejes and Bettenay. They are on the precipice.
Crushed, but what a great read from CC. Oh, and return the favour from Caitlin Bettenay.
And a little something through the net.
CC versus CB. She loves it.
Wow. CB,
It's definitely a two-way.
it is a two-way. The communication was clear through the net. You didn't need any technology. That was a roar of aggression from Bettenay. Maybe that's going to fire
some
up.
frustration as
Oh,
well,
for
I dare
sure.
suggest. And maybe still a little bit of a hot head at the service line.
What a shame. 19-15 now. Is that their last roll of the dice? The team from the Philippines, Rondina and Pons, on the cusp of a Final Four.
Good shot.
Oh,
Still in it, folks.
side change. 16-19, the number 3 seeds, Caitlin Bettenay. Steph Fejes will go up to the southern end of the beach with a wind at their back, but with it all to do because CC and Bernadeth are only 2 points away from the semi-finals.
Oh, that brings up match point. Sneaks its way through the Bettenay block. She knew she had her. She had a great position, but just couldn't close that inside left hand. And that's going to bring up 4 match points for CC and Bernadeth.
Here we go for a spot in the semi-finals tomorrow. Team Philippines, CC and Bernadeth. Can they finish it? No, they can't.
Whoa.
Caitlin
Good body control from Caitlin. She was-
rests one back.
Yeah. Deep breath from her, as you mentioned, the wind at her back.
17-20. This serve's got to go into play, John O'Cannon.
VIPs and the rest of the crowd with her as well. Got her back.
Hushed atmosphere over Coolangatta Beach. But that will be perfection. And what a way to finish on a pokey into the backcourt. CC Rondina, Bernadeth Pons from the Philippines have defeated Caitlin Bettenay, Steph Fejes, and it will be the Philippines in to the semi-finals tomorrow.
Thanks for joining us on the @OzVolley YouTube channel. There'll be more action coming your way tomorrow. I have been Jonathan Cannon. That was Jonathan Fogarty. And we will see you again tomorrow for the semi-finals here on the @OzVolley YouTube channel. And then the bronze medal and gold medal matches for the men's and women's respectively on SBS On Demand and live in HD on SBS. Check your local